Okay, so Iron Maiden have released their 17th studio album, Senjutsu. And all you probably want to know from me is it any good? I've heard better. Can't believe it took me 10 minutes to prepare this gag. Okay, hear me out. Okay, before I trash the album, let's talk about the positives of this album. Okay, so the first positive thing I can think of is it's shorter than Book of Souls by a whole 10 minutes. So that's good. What else? There are some decent guitar riffs. Yeah, some really cool guitar solos. Very well structured. The album artwork is, of course, fantastic, as most Maiden albums are. That's most. Not all of them. There are some shitters. But this one, fantastic. There are 2 songs that are less than 5 minutes. One just about over 4 minutes. So that's good. I guess the music video for Writing on the Wall is good, but that doesn't really help when listening to the album. So I can't really count that, can I? I'm drawing a blank. That might be it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, now for the negatives. Now let's start with the very first one. And it counteracts the first positive, which is that even though it's 10 minutes shorter than the last album, this is still a long fucking album at 82 minutes. This isn't short and sweet. This is a fucking challenge to get through. I think I had to pause the album 3 times to go and find anything better to do. I think one of the pauses was literally to think, oh, I haven't seen my slippers in a long while. Let me check. Where are my slippers? And unfortunately, my heart sank when I found them within 15 seconds and put them where I believe they should be, and then realised I've got to go back and continue listening to this fucking slugfest of an album. Why are so many of these songs over 10 minutes? The last 3 in particular, in a row, over 10 minutes. Why? There's no need. Why are Maiden trying to make out that they're brilliant at prog when they're not? They're not terrible. They're just pretty good if it was 90s. If this was 90s prog, yeah, you're pretty good. The fact that it's 2021, no, it doesn't fucking work. Don't just make it over 10 minutes with drawn out fucking openings and endings and middles that go on and on and on and don't really connect. It's just not well timed musically. It just feels like they've cut and spliced different bits together and just gone, right, just fucking have it go this long. Why? There's no fucking need. If you write and perform a song that would be very good at 4.5 minutes, don't add and add and add. What's the saying? Too many chefs spoil the fucking soup, broth, whatever the fuck they were cooking. That's what they've done here. They've just gone, let's add and add and add. And then instead of a lovely, simple steak, a lovely filet mignon, we've got this fucking disaster of a meal with everything thrown on it, and you can no longer taste the steak. Instead, you just taste all this shit that they've thrown on, cheap cheese and all this crap. It's like, I don't want this. I don't want to have to keep sitting through 10-minute plus songs. And I think the big problem is so many of these songs are boring. There's a lot of very slow acoustic openings that just don't grab your attention and just go on and on and on. And the whole time I'm sat there, I'm just waiting for anything to happen. Just something, please. Like, the beauty of prog is you can take the listener on a journey. They don't know where they're going, but they enjoy the ride from start to finish. It's pleasant. It can feel magical. Maiden can't do that. with these long fucking songs. Instead, I'm sat there fighting the urge to skip ahead, to fast forward, to go, come on, just get, where the fuck are we? Come on. Let's have a different fucking rhythm to this song. Oh, it's that same fucking drum beat over and over. Yeah, we've heard this, fuck off. Oh, it's the same little ding-a-ding-a-ding riff. Yeah, we've heard this 1,000 times. I mean, you can't be prog if you don't progress musically. Just making it longer isn't progressive. It's fucking annoying. And I know about annoying. Jesus. That's my girlfriend. King annoying. And how is it for a band to always sound so passionate and look passionate? They're clearly passionate about what they do. They just don't fucking sound passionate when it comes to making and recording these fucking albums. It just sounds half-assed. I'm getting sick of Bruce's wails now. I fucking defended him when I did the Stratego reaction. But it's getting on my ticks, his voice. And yes, Steve's been doing a lot of the writing. You know, I think he feels he's being creative. I've heard all this before on all the other albums. How is it you can make an album 82 minutes and I've heard 79 minutes of this already somehow? Yeah, throw in a fucking Japanese drum. Whoa, that'll change it. I don't fucking care anymore. I mean, some of these songs can sound good, but they're so drawn out. It goes on and on. It's arduous sitting through some of these songs. I literally pause and look at what's in my fridge just for something to do. Hell, sometimes I don't pause the album. Sometimes I just let the album go and I'm just nearby trying to find entertainment throughout the kitchen. I'll look in the oven. Is it clean? No, it's not clean. I don't even have to look in it. I know it's not clean, but I'll still look in it because it's better than listening to the fucking album 100% concentration. Because you listen to it and you think, oh my god, I'm feeling the same way I did with all the previous fucking albums. The last fucking, God knows how many. 4, 5 albums. Just, why are they listening to our criticisms and instead of changing them, they keep it going? It's like a giant fuck you. I don't want to hear from people going, well, they can't do the same thing over and over, it's boring. Well, guess what? The direction they've gone is fucking worse. This is really boring, and it lasts a long fucking time. I would rather be bored for 30 minutes than 82 fucking minutes. It's simple maths. Do you know how much alcohol I had to drink to get through this album as well? My liver hates the last 2 Maiden albums. Fucking nearly died trying to listen through it. Just constant drinking. Just to make it more exciting. Just to entertain me. Just to make me maybe forget that I had to sit through it. Which is a scary thought, because imagine listening to it a second time. No word of a lie, Book of Souls took me 3 years to listen to from beginning to end. I couldn't do it. I kept finding other albums and other films and TV shows to watch and do. This album I forced myself to listen to in one, not sitting in one day. Because like I say, I had to pause it 3 fucking times. I did other stuff. I went in the garden with a sledgehammer and started smashing up the concrete. That was fun. Seriously, I'm not sarcastic. That was fun compared to listening to this album. Senjutsu. I still feel the pain. My liver definitely feels the pain. I've got a cramp in my side for the last 2 days now. That's how long ago I finished the album. Having COVID was more enjoyable than listening to this album. Self-isolating for 11 days. They say 10, but fucking, no, it's 11 days. Because the day you have the symptoms, they don't count out. It's 10 days after that. So it's 11. And I spent 3 of them in the box room, the spare room. No TV, nothing. It's better than listening to this album. Hell, I should have listened to the album in there. It might have made me enjoy sleeping on the floor. Because I probably would have fallen asleep listening to this fucker. And I've already seen from the reviews online, this is getting fucking heavy praise again. Oh, they're geniuses. It's another masterpiece. Fuck off. Eat a dick. Listen to some other fucking bands. Because it's the fucking diehards that keep doing this. Maiden are the only band in the world that can do this. Shut the fuck up. Listen to other bands. Please. For our sakes. Because I'm a Maiden fan. And I don't like this album. It's not complete horseshit. It's more like a pony. It's pony shit. It's not the worst thing I've ever heard. But it's the worst album I've heard this year so far. So yeah, I know I'm going to get attacked by the diehard Maiden fans saying, you're not a fan, you don't get it. All that usual shite that they've been saying for the last 10 years. 20 years. I've always said Maiden are my favourite band, but now they're starting to push that fucking luck. I think Slayer are getting the promotion up to number 1. Because they went out on a high. They have nowhere near as many bad albums as Maiden do. Like, you can tell it's bad when I don't even anticipate the album. I think I was talking about like my most anticipated albums of next year. This was last year. I didn't even mention Maiden. Heck, I think I even put in Rob Zombie. Does he do masterpieces? No, but he's entertaining. At least I know I'm going to be entertained listening to his albums. Maiden, no. There's that doubt. There's that doubt of, are they going to do that shitty, their version of prog, which is very old school prog, which is just making everything last long. Oh, that 30-second little cool intro, make it 2 minutes. Just repeat the same shit over and over again. Bruce just bellow out the chorus over and over and over again. Then throw in a guitar solo, which is hit and miss, basically. Some, because I was about to start shitting on the guitar solos as well. No, some of them are good. Some of them are good. Some of the highlights of songs, but others aren't. Some are just in there and it's like, I thought it was going to take me somewhere and it didn't. Some of it was just like the vocals, but using the guitar instead. Like, it's the same fucking melody and pattern. Like, that's not solo. That's just stretching. Every little bit of creativity they find, they have to fucking stretch it out. Just prolong it. We're geniuses. Like, I knew it was bad the moment I noticed it was a fucking double CD. Well, not again. Not a fucking again. Because it's like a false excitement when you get to the end of that first disc and you're like, oh, that's about 40 minutes. Average album length, I've made it. And then you realise, wait a minute, shit, there's a whole second half of this album still to go. Oh my God, I'm still in jail. I thought I was on a release now. I'm not even on parole, nothing, no, not even a hearing. I've still got half a fucking sentence to do. And I'm too pretty for that shit. Look at me. Look queuing. Anyway, why am I on about prison still? Oh yes, Senjutsu, Iron Maiden. I don't think this punishment fits the crime. Yes, I've been holding Iron Maiden on a high fucking prestige for so long, despite the evidence against it. No, I was still like, yeah, they're my favourite band. I've not liked anything in the last 20 years, but still, they're my favourite for reasons of insanity, nostalgia, having a really good back catalogue from like the 80s to mid-90s to then late 90s, 2000, and don't forget everything else. Well, Blaze Bayley's albums are better than fucking Maiden albums now. Have you noticed that? It's painful. And you even have some doubters who are like, oh, even though I'm not a big fan of this album either, it's going to be fantastic live, and then I'll love the album again. It's like, no, you're just excited to see Maiden. I understand that. I would still see Maiden. I still love it, even if they played this album, just because I can say, hey, it's Maiden, it's 2021. well, 2022. I've survived COVID last year. I love seeing this. I love being here. Great atmosphere, but really, I would want them to play any other album apart from Book of Souls or Dance of Death. Please, just buy it. Just forget your last 20 years. Please, just do your greatest hits. Power Slave feels like a long time ago, because it was a long time ago. Yes, they sometimes did the odd long song. It was like one track, so it's forgivable. And they were semi-entertaining at times. These ones are not. They're all kind of deja vu-y. It's like, have I just listened to this one? Was this on the last album? Was this the previous song? Your mind starts melting when you listen to this. But people are saying it's great, so you start doubting yourself. Like, oh, my hearing gone? Have I lost touch? I lost my sense of taste and smell during COVID. Have I lost my taste in good music now? And usually I like to listen to albums multiple times before giving my judgment, but some of these songs I've only listened to once because I can't force myself to go back to it. I've heard it once, I don't need to hear it again. I didn't like it. It's a definition of madness, isn't it? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I'm not going to like this album more by multiple listens. I'm going to hate it more because I don't fucking like it. There's nothing to get. Only other positive I could think of, if I had to throw in another positive, is it's so long and so boring. Play it in the car. Because you won't be distracted by the music. You'll be looking at anything. You'll be looking at all the road signs. You'll be checking for cyclists. You'll be perfect driver because anything's better than listening to the actual music. And it's long, so you don't have to worry about finding the next CD. It's going to last the whole fucking journey. In fact, it'll finish, and if it does finish, you're not going to look for a CD anyway because you're going to be so fucking out of it and concentrate on the road. You're not even going to realise music isn't playing anymore. You won't give a shit. You'll enjoy the silence. Oh, is that Bird's tweeting? That sounds good. That sounds better than Bruce, at least. Oh, even a honking of the horns would be more entertaining. Because at least there'd be a different rhythm to fucking Nico's same shit over and over again. So yeah, did I like this album? Fuck no. This album is a piece of shit. Like I say, not horse shit, pony shit. There's bigger shits out there, but not by much. And yes, I hold them at a high regard, so I'm probably being overly fucking dramatic. But really, I'm not. If this was any other band, I wouldn't have even sat through the whole album. I would have fucking fucked off. 2 songs in. Actually, 3 songs in. Because Writing on the Wall is shit. It is really shit. Without that music video, fucking nothing memorable about it at all. At all. Maiden's song transitions are just as bad as my fucking video transitions. See what I mean? And even though I don't really do ratings anymore, because I don't feel numbers represent albums, if I was to do it like out of a 5-star rating, I'd probably give this 1. And half of that star is just for effort of having to actually make an 82-minute long fucking album out of nothing. So yeah, I know you won't like this video. And the comments, if there are any, will be pretty brutal towards myself and my taste and how I look. But fuck it, I don't give a shit. I'm just being honest. I am an Iron Maiden fan, but I don't like what Iron Maiden have done in the last 20 years. And this is no different. Same shit, different day. They just keep doubling up with 2 fucking discs now. Stop doing that shit, please. If this is your final album, you fucked it. Again. If you do ever make another album, don't wait as long. Because we won't be anticipating it. And make it fucking shorter. Cut it in half, please. Whatever you do, just cut it in half. Don't add, remove. Longer is not better. Believe it or not, ladies. Not that I'm not, because I am. But, you know, that was just a joke. I never know how to end a video, so I just say, fuck it.